Hi everyone, today is April 30th on Wednesday. As you can see from the title of the video, it's a travel preview, and this time I'm going to France, the country that I've never ever been to. Therefore, my first ever overseas trip from the UK since I moved here September last year. Why I choose France? Because it's really close. Like UK and France is just an English channel away, and price wise, what I work out, it's pretty viable compared to sometimes in the UK domestically. So this is how it works for my trip. So it's actually a 1 day trip, which is like a same day return from Leeds here to Paris. You might wonder how I'm gonna do that. So it's a bit of a trick, a bit of a twist. So today is April 30th, Wednesday, right? Tomorrow, May 1st, Thursday, in the afternoon, I will take the train from Leeds to London. Then in the evening, from London, I will take the overnight bus to Paris, which will arrive the next morning, May 2nd, Friday. But technically, it's not directly through a bus, like in the entire journey overnight, because what you would do from between London and Paris is, okay, so obviously you take the bus from London, then you will reach Dover, which is like a port, which you will be transferred to a ferry from Dover to Calais, which is already in France. Then you would board the bus again from Calais to Paris the next day, arriving in the next morning. So again, Leeds to London afternoon, London to Paris evening, arriving the next morning, bus, ferry, bus. So what are the restrictions, or not restriction, or something to note at? So obviously I'm traveling cross country, UK to France. So obviously you need a valid passport, and in France the currency is euros compared to obviously pound here in the UK. But pretty much from what I've heard, you can use credit card or whatever your electronic payment in most of the circumstances. So that's not of an issue. The only thing you might consider is the so-called ETA, which is like the electronic travel authorization, which is quite a bit of a topic. Thankfully, to France, which is part of the EU European Union countries, it's still not yet in place, as far as I'm concerned, until the next quarter of next year. So basically, as long you have your valid boarding pass, which I'm going to take like by bus, and your valid passport, then you are good to go. Although going back to the UK, so I forgot to mention, Leeds to Paris afternoon, evening, London to Paris arriving the next morning, and then at night, Paris back to Leeds. So going back to the UK, technically you need an ETA. However, I do not need, because I have a visa, which is a BNO, a British National Overseas Visa, that allows me to travel to the UK for as many times as I like within a certain period. And the most important thing is I do not need to apply for an ETA because I have a valid visa. So that's basically it. UK to France, no visa. France to the UK, no, UK to France, no ETA. And then France to the UK, no ETA unless you have a valid visa, which I do have with my Hong Kong SAR passport. So that's yeah, totally fine. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Tomorrow, May 1st, Thursday afternoon, I'm gonna traveling from Leeds to London. Then in the evening, I will take the overnight bus from London to Paris, which stop at Dover for a ferry to Calais, then arriving in Paris the next morning in May 2nd, Friday, then as a one-day trip, same-day return, spending like around more than half a day, more than like as in 12 hours, then flying back to Leeds in the evening. That's it. So, and most importantly, there is a time difference between UK and France. So, for example, at the time of recording, it's now 11 minutes to 7 in the evening in the UK, which is 11 minutes to 8 in the evening in France, which means UK is an hour behind of France. So you have to, just to make sure to be aware of the time difference. Although, like, I'm recording this video on my smartphone, which will automatically change the time zone by the time I arrive from UK to France or France back to UK. Either way, the only time you might have to adjust is your watch. So to sum up, UK to France, no ETA, an hour forward. France back to the UK, no ETA unless you have a valid visa like me, an hour time difference back behind. So that's a wrap of this overseas preview video from UK to France. So Leeds to London by bus, by train. Bleh, I always mix up. And then London to Paris by bus, which obviously via through a ferry from bus Leeds to Dover, and then hop on the ferry through the English Channel from Dover to Calais. Hopefully I pronounced them in French correctly. And then the connecting bus from Calais to Paris, then flying back from Paris to Leeds. So that's all. Hopefully you guys will enjoy this introductory video of my upcoming journey to Paris, France. By not only give a like to this video and also subscribe to this channel and follow my Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter, so you guys won't miss out my journey to, in, and from France, specifically in Paris. Merci.